Smith in Florida. You're up with Kim Scott.
Awesome. Alex, I'm going to make you the last question because I have to go. I have to jump off in 3 minutes. Sorry about that.
No worries.
I feel really lucky, Kim. Pleasure to see you again. You were at our virtual sales kickoff in the beginning of January at Docebo.
Yeah,
So
that was
great
fun.
to see you. Yeah, it was really fun. One of the things like I love about like the approach is what you just said. Like it's not measured by the speaker's mouth, by the listener's ear. I'm curious, if you have a story through your career of maybe where you got it wrong, like how you initiated that first reach out. Because I think that for me, like the scariest part of giving feedback is just that first way that you do it, whether it's like, hey, let's jump on a call or something. The first thought of people is like, oh wow, this is really important, or oh, what's going to happen here. It's just we stumble over it with our words, and I think words are so important. So maybe tell us a story of where you got that first interaction wrong, and maybe where you feel like you got it right. I would love to hear it.
Yeah. So one time when I got it wrong, I was at a startup, and I would say to someone, "Let's go get a cappuccino," because I thought that was an easy way to. And there was a Dean in DeLuca right across the street. I thought that was a good way. And then I overheard someone saying, "Uh-oh, it's the cappuccino of doom." And I realized what I was doing wrong in that case was that these private chats were always about criticism and never about praise. So that's an example of getting it wrong. I will say, in some ways, the virtual environment makes it easier because you can text, you notice someone doing something great on a meeting. It's good to, praise in public. So you should say something in public at the time, but you can also text them and say, "Can we chat after the meeting?" And you notice somebody doing something wrong in a meeting. You can text them and say, "Can we chat? Can we call? Can we have a quick call after the meeting?" And in Radical Candor, I tell this story where I said and my boss said, "Why don't you walk back to my office with me?" And that sounds easy, but it's actually really hard to do, because I found when we were in person that there's a big meeting and someone did something wrong, and I wanted to ask them to walk back to my office with me, like my boss had done, but they were surrounded by other people. If I walk up to them and say, "Will you walk back to the office with me?" then everybody's like, "Uh-oh, they're in trouble, cappuccino of doom." And so I think setting up a quick chat after is a good use of technology. So a quick text, "Can we chat?" right after. And this requires that we are disciplined about making all our 30-minute meetings 25 minutes and all our hour-long meetings 50 minutes, so that we have a little bit of slack time in our calendar. If you can't do that, sometimes you just have to be willing to be late to your next meeting.